We're wrapping up the rust removal through the magic of electrolysis series of videos, and the results are mixed. The large parts actually worked out pretty well. I'm not sure that if you had a sandblaster you'd go to all this trouble, but if you didn't have a sandblaster, it's certainly a way to do this. You can see that it takes the rust down to bare metal for the most part. There's still little vestiges of it here and there. And you can see that on this part right here, there's quite a bit of it left. The difference between these two parts and these two parts is that on these two parts, I took a wire brush as soon as they came out of the electrolyte and put them in a bucket of clean water and went at it with a wire brush, and a lot more of the material came off. If you wait until they dry, like I did with these two, it sets up and it's just like it was originally. So if I was going to use these two parts right here, I'd take them over to the sandblaster cabinet and touch it up. Small parts, not a real fan of it for small parts. A lot of time and effort involved in just once you get these parts done. They look kind of like this right here. Still a lot of rust on them, but the rust is loose, and if you take a wire brush to them, it will come off and look like this. But if you're going to do this, you might as well sandblast them anyway. But if you don't have a sandblaster, it's certainly a way of doing the process. Having a sandblaster, I'm not sure I would do it again. Because number one, it takes 24 hours. It took me 2 hours to take another set of calipers, take them apart, sandblast them, and get ready to have them sleeved with silicone or stainless steel sleeves. So it's not real time effective, except for one thing. When it comes time to remove these things. Now, one of these, in fact, two of these, were stuck in their bores back here, and you can see that there's a lot of rust in those bores. These things were seized in those bores to the point where I couldn't move it with a hammer. After taking them out of the tank, I grabbed a hold of them with a channel locks and just twisted them out, had them out of there in 10 seconds. So not only does it remove the rust on the surface, it will also remove the rust in between the parts. And not only that, but the bleed screws and the leftover fittings that were in these holes, they came out. A couple of them I had to use the vice grip method to get them out, but it came out very, very easily. I've spent over an hour doing that on really badly rusted calipers. They just came right out. Very good thing. So I guess I would say that if you're doing large parts like these calipers, it's worth the effort. If you have a sandblaster, I'm not sure that all this mess and the 24 hours that it took to do this is worth it. But you'll have to determine that for yourself. See ya.